Joe Biden's State of the Union speech went so well that he raised an insane amount of money in the 24 hours following the speech. NBC News reports Biden brings in $10 million in the 24 hours after the State of the Union. Now, I don't want to mince words here in terms of, for me, the fact that this is how we finance politics in the United States is bad. We need to get away from this campaign finance system. The fact that I'm reporting to you, this is a sign that the speech resonated with voters, doesn't mean I love the way that we finance politics and it should be based on fundraising. But these are some of the metrics we have. We already looked at one important metric, which was before and after the speech, focus groups dramatically increased the percentage by which they believe the country was headed in the right direction. In one focus group, before watching Biden's speech, in the low 40s felt that the country was going in the right direction. After seeing the speech, it was the low 60s. That can just win the election for you. Like when the election is as close as it always is in terms of it comes down to just a few states, and very often it's tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of votes in just those few states. If you can shift 40% of the country believe we're going in the right direction, 60% believe it, you've won the election. Now, I'm not saying Biden won the election with the speech. That's just one focus group. We're 7.5 months out from the election. But the point is, that's a very good sign. If listening to the speech makes people think, maybe things are actually going in the right direction, that's very good. But then we get to the money. This is a very big deal. The candidate who raises more money usually wins. That's kind of an all else being equal when we're not talking about extenuating circumstances. And that is what is happening here. The financial haul, writes NBC News, dwarfs some of the president's biggest fundraising days in 2023 before his rematch with Donald Trump was set. And indeed, $10 million. And the fundraising is wild. We reported to you last week that Joe Biden is currently dealing with or working with about $100 million more dollars than the failed former president Donald Trump, who is having to spend a bunch of that money defending himself, legal fees, figuring out how he's going to pay for these various awards in defamation cases, fraud cases, etc. So there is no single sign that tells us what's going to happen in November. There is no reason that any of us should say, oh, I'm so comfortable with the results that I'm going to stay home. By the way, even if you were confident Biden were going to win, why would you stay home anyway? Don't you want to participate and say, hey, I was part of that? That's another thing where I understand the logic of those who say, if everybody thinks we're too far ahead, they'll stay home. Or if everybody thinks we're too far behind, they'll stay home because it wouldn't matter. I vote because I want to participate. That's it. I don't care whether it's going to be close or not. So we should even rethink this idea of if I don't think my vote will be the difference maker, I will stay home. That seems farcical and also quite fallacious in many ways. But when we look at a number of these different indicators, certainly the strong economy is a good thing for Joe Biden. But the fact that so many people were convinced by the speech that the country is now going in the right direction, that's a great sign. The fact that so many people were encouraged to donate money to Joe Biden. We talk about the enthusiasm gap. I don't for a second say Joe Biden is an exciting candidate. But I don't care about that. I care about accomplishments. And to me, the accomplishments are quite remarkable. Yeah, when Joe Biden speaks, I'm not on the edge of my seat with popcorn saying, I just couldn't possibly tune away from this because it's so titillating. But that's not what I care about. And a really good sign when we talk about nobody's enthusiastic to go out there. If you're donating money to Joe Biden, it's because you want him to remain president. And you probably plan to vote. And so as a proxy towards enthusiasm, the extraordinary fundraising numbers, I think, are a really, really great thing to see. Later on in the program, we're going to talk about some other factors that could influence the November election, including the now secret. Yeah, it's not secret anymore because it's been reported on, but what has been a secret White House plan to try to get Benjamin Netanyahu to no longer be the prime minister of Israel, or at least for his coalition to fall apart. Very interesting double standards. Many of the leftists who denounce American involvement in trying to influence who leads other countries when it's Latin America are very happy about this. So we're going to talk about that later. We'll take a quick break. The program is just packed today. It's actually, I was shocked. I said to Pat, let's record this one because we may want to keep it in the future.